Hello guys, welcome back to Satisfactory Plus. Happy New Year 2026. Today is 1st of January 2026 and I've been able to play in this time between Christmas and New Year for like 5-10 hours, maybe even more. Finally caught up with some slack. We are done with all the food, with all the guests, with all the greetings and stuff and festivities. It's 2000 hours right now. So let me tell you what I did in these few days with the base, but not before we have a sip of coffee. Yeah, okay, I'm awake. Now, I made a list somewhere, so I don't forget anything. What we will do in this episode, I will tell you about a new lead sheets production. This requires some changes after patch. I believe the patch now is 1.2.3 of Satisfactory Plus mod. So there was some fixes and small changes, but not in general since 1.2. This lead sheet production needed to be redone because they changed the recipe for some things a lot. Yeah, and I have a new iron rods production, a big building with a lot of machines. It was needed, you will see why. Then we will do some a look into the batteries. This also needed to be fixed after the patch. I fixed it. I also expanded the main bus a lot. And finally we have a few factories on the main bus. I will show you that. Yes, we also have some changes to the poison base. I will guide you through this. We have some transport adjustments. This big truck that is bringing stuff from the poison base. Poison base is our base where we produce aluminium and magnets and cobalt. And I will show you stuff that I've done in the modeler. I spend a lot of time in the modeler. Then I will show you my new Alclad belt drives production. So this is important. This is belts for 700 items per minute. I didn't even knew I need them, but you will see I need them. And they also changed slugs a lot in 1.2 version of Satisfactory Plus. I didn't touch them the last time, so I did it a few days back. Then I will show you some ideas I have about slugs in the Satisfactory Modeler. Then I will show you how I'm producing coolant. Mostly needed at this moment only for these belt drives. Then I will show you something that I probably lost the entire evening yesterday, or I don't know when, to untangle this titanium production. It's much more complicated than it looks at first. So we will go quickly through that. And our Beach Refinery, this is our first refinery that's down there on the beach, where we just have a plastic and rubber production. Now I have a big plan to upgrade this place, and maybe I will do it live here on the end of this episode, after I finish going through all the changes that I've made. Yeah, so okay, let's get back to the game. Now, I said lead sheets production. Yeah, I needed a dedicated place to produce these lead sheets, and this is here. These 6 constructors are now producing lead sheets. This required a lot of lead ingots, so I built a smelter here for smelting lead and a reformer to create sheet, to create lead ingots. And this tower is new. We are in our zinc factory. This was a good place to do that, because before, if you remember, we were just importing this crushed lead because we needed it for solder production. But unfortunately it wasn't enough for these batteries here, and these sheets will be needed for many other things. So I fixed this batteries production. I reduced it to 30 per minute, though it can support up to 60 per minute, but I really don't need that much of the batteries now. I don't have that much drones or transports that I need them. Anyway, this is fixed now. This is working without backing up. I had to readjust sulfur, I had to readjust a lot of things. And now we're simply using these lead sheets that we're making. And the rest of them, when the time comes, we will send even to the main bus. I'm not sure if I'm already sending them to the main bus. No, not yet. Okay. Now, concerning the iron rods, I had to buff up quite a few of these things in iron production. These iron wires and a few other things. I added some additional capacity, additional machines, and here this monstrosity of a building you see here. This was like 4 machines for producing these rods, and now I turned it into a building containing actually 12 constructors. 4 layers of constructors here, producing enough iron rods, because you need a lot of them now. And I'm growing the main bus. As you can see, ta-da! This is growing, spreading into the base. You see some new machines here. I'm already producing rotors out of the main bus. So this is the idea. You just take the materials you need, you bring them to the machine does his work. Now this is already full, and you can even export the stuff into the bus if you wanted to. Yeah, okay, we need these rotors on the bus. I haven't connected them, but okay. Here, this other machine is also taking stuff from the main bus to make this belt drive. I think brass belt drives, yeah. If you have enough, I will take some, because we will need to hand feed them somewhere, you will see later. Ah yeah, Summersloop is at work here, I can hear him. No, not in this machine, but I think he's in this first one, yeah. I placed the Summersloop in the machine because I needed a lot of these drives, but not anymore, okay. And the third machine is over here. This third machine is producing Stators. This is also using Summersloop, I think. Yeah. So you see, this machine is returning stuff, except storing, is returning stuff to the bus. So I just loaded these Stators here to do this free bus line, and these Stators are later needed for this machine, and whatever machine in the future will be needing them. Now, concerning this bus, I made some changes with transport from poison base. Now this is where the stuff from the poison base is arriving. Now I excluded those billets, we don't need them anymore. I was talking that in the last episode. And I switched to additional production of magnetic cores, and I turned all the cobalt ingots to plates. I just produced them in the poison base now. We'll go there later. And as you can see, this belt here, this is the fastest belt in the game currently. It is Mk5. Yeah, conveyor belt Mk5, 780 resources per minute now. This is all upgraded. This sorter here, this sorting station is upgraded to tier 5 belts. And I changed some things here. Now there were billets here. Now it is Alclad plates. We'll also take some. We will need them. And now we have plates instead of ingots, and I changed, this was aluminum ingots, now it is aluminum casings, we will need them. But now this stuff is getting fed to the bus. Alclad plates and cobalt plates. And I think I have somewhere aluminum casings, but I forgot where they are. Ah, here they are, next to these guys, yeah. So yeah, now we have all this ready for future factories. I can even grow in this direction. Yeah, this bridge is a little bit of a problem, because I cannot get stuff from here to here. I even have an idea to bring this bridge somewhere here under the bus, but it's a lot of work, and I don't, I'm too lazy to do it, so it's okay for the moment. If I need some basic factories, I have enough stuff so I can grow in this direction. Yeah, okay, let me show you something, what's new with the Slug farm, Slug Ranch. Here we are. As you can see, there are some changes to the Slug farm. I will talk about this later, but the most important part is here. This machine is new, this machine is producing Mk5 Logistics belt drives, or Alclad belt drive. Now this is what I was badly needing, but it's a complicated process. You need this slug slime, which is quite unusual thing. This is not depleted slug slime, this is not energized slug slime, this is just slug slime, some sort of middle thing. Then you need coolant. I'm producing that in the Beach Refinery, I'll show you that later. I'm bringing it with a drone. Alclad plates we have and brass belt drives we have. And I'm just hand feeding this for the moment, because this factory is here because I needed this slime, and I repurposed some of these parts of the slime factory to produce these green ones, because from the green ones you can create spent slug slime, and from the spent slug slime you can create normal slug slime by adding these white slugs. And these white slugs, they just can fit here, because like I have like a million of them, because if you remember, this place was just producing white slugs for a long time. I have like full coffers of them here. Okay, I used some. Yeah, even dark green. and lime ones, and I have a lot of slugs. So I'm just hand feeding them because you don't need that much. I didn't want to create a new production. Because this machine just creates 15 slug slime per minute needed for this machine. And this is using summer slope at the moment, so I don't actually need it anymore. And the coolant here is the new drum port. This is just a temporary drum port. I'm just bringing coolant here and packing the crowd tanks with coolant from the beach base. So this coolant is also what's needed, plus these two things, plus this slug slime. And I also restarted here production of these power shard fragments. I completely forgot about that. This is also one thing I did, because these power shard fragments, I was completely running out of them, because once I produced them, I stopped producing them, and then I started producing these power shards out of them, and I spent them all. You see, I produced like a billion, a lot of these power shards, probably more than I will need. So I spent all my crystals. And these crystals are needed for constructing some powerful upgrades for mines. But okay, now I restarted the production, and this is producing nicely now. I have enough. I think I even stored some, yeah. Thing is, you need the diamonds for this. Diamonds are easy to produce, but they are producing very slowly. I just hand feed them here. Yeah, there is not a lot here, but diamonds are not really a problem. So this is alternate recipe. Otherwise, to produce these crystals normally, I mean, you need like million years to produce them from slug slime, and the slug slime is not easy to produce. But this alternate recipe is like 10 times better for me. So yeah. Yes, the slugs. They changed in 1.2 patch. They changed this incubators, these breederes. So I had to rebuild this place a little bit. So what they changed, you cannot put more than one incubator module on the machine. So for my 2 terrariums I would need like 5 machines, 5 incubators. But luckily you can overclock them now. So I just overclocked them to 250% each. So now I'm producing enough eggs. No, actually enough slugs from eggs. Otherwise, more or less the process is the same. You spend 6 slugs per minute to create 15 eggs per minute, and this difference is what you harvest. This is like a surplus of slugs that then go to this place here to be processed further. So yeah, this place is already full of them. You can just relieve some. Yeah, place them here. Anything else about this place? Yeah, okay, I needed additional water. I was playing with water, and the farm was not working properly. Now it's working properly. There was some problem with the farm. I know I changed a few things. Yeah, but the problem with the farm arose because of the lack of water. Yeah, okay, this place is now functioning. I was even thinking putting summer slope for this bread, but yeah, no, I think there is no need at the moment. Yeah, this sweet meal, I mean, I'm producing a lot of it. You see, I have a lot of stored here. Every time I remember or go near this place, I just grab everything from this big container and put it here. If I will experiment with the slugs in the future, I might need this sweet meal, because this sweet meal is horribly slow to produce. You know, I'm producing like 6 per minute because you need a lot of bakeries, and bakeries need a ridiculous amount of water. Yeah, anyway, let me show you this in the Satisfactory Modeler. Now, I've been playing a lot with this modeler. I have some new ideas, some new plans for production, but I will talk about that later. What I wanted to show you now is about these slugs, for example. This is one production model that you need to, for example, breed these dark green slugs. And why do you want these dark green slugs? You can't actually make much out of them, but just put them in terrarium. So you cannot create slime out of them, you cannot create energy out of them. These are just like some middle step for breeding some more useful slug. And this is actually what this plan is was intended to, because when you breed these eggs, you have, like you see, you have 3 in 1,000 chance for dark blue slug, and you have 3 in 500 for pink, for 3 in 200 for white. So these dark blues are what I was actually interested in, because these dark blue slugs are, I think I have one somewhere in the bags. Well, I wanted to breed them, but there is a problem. For example, if we put terrarium here, let's say we want 1 terrarium, and then you need, I don't know, 2.5 incubators to make full use of 1 terrarium, to just be in the plus with these slugs. So 6 per minute, plus 9, actually 9 per minute. You need to do something like this. Now you need this protein mill, and this is a problem. There is no protein mill in the game. Even here in the modeler, you don't get anything. There is absolutely no recipe. The red slug needs one, and the dark blue slug needs this kind of food, but this kind of food doesn't exist. And there is some mention on the Discord of K-modes of these guys who made the Satisfactory Plus, that this is somehow connected with some other modes, with fixed farming or with I don't know what, and that this food doesn't exist. But it doesn't have to exist actually. You don't have any use of these dark blue slugs, except some miniature chance to... So you have like 3 in the 5,000 chance to create copper slug, 3 in the 5,000 to create iron slug and orange slug. And these slugs are having something to do with this universal paint. I don't know, I don't understand this completely, this universal paint. These are like mineral slugs, something. Then this universal paint is used to, as much as I gathered, is used to change the type of ore. You can paint the ore, I don't know, you mine one type of ore and then you paint it in a machine to other type of ore. Something completely crazy. But you don't actually need that. What you realistically need, you need either energized slug slime, or either depleted slug slime, or either normal slug slime. And you can do that without these high-tiered slugs, because this is obviously something that is not finished yet. This is not completed in the mod. So I was thinking of doing this, but then I simply gave up on this idea, because there is no point. However, if you want to do it, it is possible to do it. You with a setup kind of this, you will be producing like 9 dark green slugs with a little chance of getting some of these special ones. And for that you need like 5 dirt extractors to extract enough seeds from 150 dirt, and you'll need a lot of water. And you need 3-4 plots, 1 producing corn, 3 producing wheat, with fully researched fertilizers. And then you just feed this. This looks messy, but it is difficult to make it look clean, because you have these feedback loops. You take these leaves, you put the leaves in the composter. Composter creates fertilizer, you get fertilizer back to farms. Anyway, you need 150 wheat and 40 corn per minute to feed 2 kitchens to produce 30 sweet meals. This is how much you need for 1 terrarium. And you need 3 bakeries, 2.5 for bread, and hectoliters of water for bread. That would be an interesting hydration level. Yeah, anyway, and then you would also need have some surplus seeds, which you'll probably sell. And yeah, 3 incubators. So this is not something I would recommend anybody to do, breeding these high tier slugs. For example, my factory that I just showed you, that produces Alclad belt drives, these Mk5 Logistics belt drives. This is how it's done, with using slugs, for example. If you want to get rid of this 15 slug slime that you need, so you need this blender that needs coolant, slug slime, Alclad plates. This is all easy. These first 3 things are easy. Coolant is very easy to make. This probably you have if you are in this phase of the game. Brass belt drives, you have that. So this is the problem. So how to get rid of this? This is like a simple solution I use. So you basically turn 14 dirt into 15 slug slime using this process here. Using this like 10 machines. So you need a seed extractor to extract carrot seeds and potato seeds, and then you need 2 farm plots just to grow 14 potatoes and 14 carrots, and you need 1 kitchen to cook that into vegetable meal. Then you have these 2 terrariums. One is making white slugs and one is making green ones. You can maybe even join them together because they eat the same food. They probably have the same humidity and temperature that suits them. But okay, you can do it like this with 2 terrariums. And then you need basically 3 hatcheries. Then you turn these green poor slugs into spent slug slime in the composter. And you combine the white ones with this spent slug slime to get 15 slug slime to have enough for 1 machine producing belts. Now you can easily scale this. If you want 2 machines, then you need a little bit more, but it's doable. So this is the only this slug slime is actually the only bottleneck here for producing these Alclad belt drives. And of course, don't forget you can summer slope this, so you can produce 25 for the same materials. You just need to have these 3, and these 3 probably you have if you are here in the game. So this is how you solve the slug slime. Yeah, there could be even there is a way to get this from purple, from normal classical purple slugs. I don't know how much would you need, but I think yeah, let's try this. Yeah, okay, we have breeding here. Let's say we have terrarium. Yeah. Oh yeah, okay, we need to feed this back. Something like this, and then we'll need 25 food. Yeah, this is actually even simpler, because you don't need kitchens. You just need these seeds. You just mix seeds. You don't need to cook anything. You don't need farm to grow anything. You just extract seed from the ground, from the dirt. And what is the corn seed? Yeah, okay, corn seed, and that's it. Yeah, this is even simpler. I don't even know why I did all this. 2 machines, 1 machine, yeah. So you basically just do this with the normal purple slugs. Yeah. Yeah, I can do it like a little bit like this to be more visible, to understand what's happening here. Yeah, there you go. So you don't even need any of this. This is even simpler. Less machines, less power. But you need dirt, yeah, because you need constantly to... You need these seeds to be constantly produced. Yeah. Yeah, this tool, this Satisfactory Modeler is turned out to be a valuable tool. You know, if I hadn't had that here in these later stages of the game, I mean, of course you can do this without it. I've been playing until the episode 15 without it. I just discarded it accidentally while I was examining the Discord of these guys who made the Satisfactory Plus mod. This is also what they made, probably to make their life easier, or just forked it from somebody else on the GitHub and modified it for their recipes. It doesn't matter. It's a great tool. You should use it. I strongly suggest you teach yourself how to use it and to use it, because it's fantastic. Now, let me see what else I wanted to do. Yes, I haven't shown you this. Yeah, I've changed some things here in our poison base. So yeah, like I said, I gave up from... So this is our poison base, the place where we produce magnets and aluminium. This is the part that produces magnets and cobalt. So I just added one more machine here, so I don't have any surplus of these billets anymore. They are just... all of them just gets processed completely in the factory over there. Actually, let me just use the magic of video editing and I'll just quickly go there. But, yeah, I haven't shown you my new hypertube that goes under the base. Look at this. Oh. Yes. Yeah, now we have a hypertube here to just... Because this place, when I was working these belts, it's quite far, you know. So I just made a hypertube to help me get there faster. Now, I am launching myself to the poison base, the place where we make magnets and aluminium. Yes. So what was changed? Here I added third machine, third foundry, making this magnetic cores. There were two before, and what I made, I added these two constructors to turn cobalt ingots into 60 cobalt plates, and then this goes to transport. So it's easier to transport, there's less materials, and here they are, these two. But only one is working. No, I made 4. Okay. I made 4. Why I made 4, I don't know. Maybe left. Yeah, these two are not even programmed. Yeah, maybe left some room for the future. So yeah, and I connected aluminum factory with transport. So now this stuff is coming. These aluminum products are coming to the track for transport. Yeah, I use these throughput limiters here. Because transport was becoming... transporter was becoming pretty heavy loaded with all this stuff, you know. I'm producing quite a lot now. I'll probably need to use the second truck, or maybe even add a drone or something, or maybe create a train if this place will grow. But anyway, that's all concerning the poison factory. Now, let me return to base. Yeah, these cannons are just great. Okay, what else? We've done that. Poison base, yeah, we've done that. Alclad belt drives, I showed you that. Slug farm changes, I showed you that. I was talking about that just now. Coolant production, okay. We've seen this. Batteries production fixed, I showed you that, yeah. Okay, let me show you how I'm making coolant, but it is nothing special. I do that in our old first refinery that we built down on the beach. So this is something I call the Beach Refinery. Is here. Yeah, we reach it with our classic tube. Yes, here. So here I built this extension. It is actually super simple thing. This is the refinery as it was. Nothing has changed. I just stole some ethylene gas and reduced plastic and rubber because I don't need that much. So I use this ethylene gas because you need it for coolant. So this machine uses ethylene gas, water and salt to create basically antifreeze. And what I do with it, I just package it here. Just package it into this empty cryo tanks that the drone is bringing from the main base. He switches here. Empty containers for the full ones, and it's simply this is how it works. Now, yeah, I have to hand feed salt here. But you really don't need that much of this salt. If machine were to work on full, you would only need 20 per minute, but I only need 20 coolant, I think, per minute, so this stops. And let's address the elephant in the room. This refinery was supposed to produce all this advanced stuff that we somehow skipped. You remember this huge pipe leading down to the oil deposits? I didn't want to build a refinery down there because I wanted it to be closer to Caterium Mine here. And I wanted to be closer to this part where I have iron and a lot of sand is possible to make. Here I'm just purifying oil here with one machine at the moment. Yeah, and you see this huge pipe is coming all the way down there from the deposits. And here there is a lot of room here, and you can grow your refinery as much as you want, and this is why it is here and not down there. But I have a plan for this refinery, for the future of this refinery. And let me show you what I have in mind. This is it. So this place is supposed to produce all of this stuff. You see this? This is a lot of stuff. 151 quick wire, 180 copper wire, 15 high-speed connectors, 16 computers, 290 cables, 25 graphic cards, 140 Caterium plates, and some plastic and rubber for the base. And it also will need a drone to bring some of these cobalt plates, you will see why, from this poison base. This can be arranged, or maybe even from the main bus. When I will have transport that will be connecting my main bus and this beach refinery. This is not actually very far, maybe even a truck. He'll have to bring some cobalt plates, so you'll see why. Let's open this. So this is something I've been planning, I've been plotting. So yeah, like I read, all these materials are supposed to be exported here. And how the heck I do everything on this list from the refinery? Now there is a trick, there is a very good, actually pure Caterium, pure orowite mine here, actually gold mine, that is close enough to be connected to this refinery, and you benefit greatly by connecting them. So you have this big pumped up mine that mines 480 crushed orowite and 160 ganj. You use 4 crushers to get crushed copper and crushed Caterium. All 4 producing 320 Caterium and 160 copper. You sell some of this copper, and this ganj you just mill down into sand because you need sand for something else, but okay. Now this crushed Caterium and crushed copper are going to 3 furnaces, basically producing molten Caterium and molten copper. And this is what's done for the moment, this part. And let me show you that. You see this bridge over here, this is supposed to be this connection with Caterium Mine. Here in the distance you can see Caterium Mine. This is a pumped up mine producing a lot of Caterium. So yeah. Mine, fast conveyor for sorters, a lot of copper, a lot of Caterium, 3 furnaces, 2 for Caterium, 1 for copper, 1 filtrator because you need to have this because of this tailing slurry. What is this place supposed to do? Now this copper and this Caterium that is being produced is great mixed together with these alternate recipes. So you can create a lot of this quickwire because you need it, and a lot of this copper wire. Because producing copper wire from copper rods or quickwire from Caterium rods is very painful. You need like dozens and dozens of machines to produce these quantities. Now these alternate recipes are great. Using combined copper and molten Caterium. So what else do we produce? We produce 320 Caterium plates. Also just 2 casting machines, some water, some steam that we just went, and 6 constructors producing from these ingots producing plates. Now, why do we need all this stuff? Let's see. We need it for the rest of this production, but before we get to that higher level, let's see what's happening here with our oil. So as before, we purify this crude oil using this sand. We get this purified crude oil that we distill down to asphalt and heavy oil residue and natural gas. And we also turn this asphalt into heavy oil residue, so we actually have dirty heavy oil residue. Now we need a bunch of this ethylene gas. But you would need a huge amount of crude oil, and a huge amount of purifying and huge amount of sand to be able to produce that much ethylene. Actually, much smarter is to gather some toxic gas, toxic air with machines, with these air intakes, here to create some more natural gas, actually 150. Together with this 56 at the beginning, you have enough to produce enough ethylene to drive 8 reformers producing 450 plastic and rubber, both plastic and rubber. Because you need a lot of plastic and rubber for what we will do next. Now this is a bit of a problem. Now you need this middle step called heavy ethylene gas that uses all this heavy oil residue that you have, plus steam, to produce some ethylene right away, but this 180 polymer resin what we are interested in. I realized you can make cloth out of this fabric. And this is a lucky coincidence because fabric you need for this toxic hydrogen project process. Fabric is very valuable in that sense. So you can filter this toxic air to produce even more natural gas, 150, and some hydrogen. Now this hydrogen I use to make steam. So you see this is a loop back here, because this steam is produced for is needed for fabric and is needed for this heavy ethylene process, and luckily I have enough from this. Even need to vent some 12 per minute. This just goes into stack. And yeah, of course, this hydrogen burning creates water, so you need to create water loop, nothing special. You need a little bit of water, and this is it. This process just works. A normal little pump is enough, but you need to be precise. You need to put a valve here, passing exactly 63, not more, not less, or just set up the pump correctly. So yeah, this entire process actually produces almost 500 both rubber and 500 plastic from 5 toxic air machines. This is not a problem, there are these toxic guys all around the place, and 90 crude oil, which is amazing. It is not even that complicated, it is just a simple process. Okay, so what do we do with all this mountain of rubber and mountain of plastic and mountain of wire and quickwire and plate and Caterium plates? We use this for this final part of production here. And what this final part of production is, we use 6 assemblers to create 450 cable, and we use 9 assemblers to create 126 circuit boards or graphic cards. As you can see, these are materials. We are in a synergy now. We're using these materials that we are producing on the spot. We're using 270 copper wire, and we're using 90 rubber, and then here we use 54 Caterium plates and 450 plastic. 450 plastic. And then we have a new step here. Cobalt that we import from the base, and 300 quickwire per minute, and 45 of these newly made circuit boards to produce 15 per minute of these high-speed connectors, which are needed later for this advanced production stuff that we will be making. So we want this to have this on our main bus. And computers, 16 computers, 4 manufacturers. That will be a big building. 2 manufacturers here, 4 manufacturers for computers. Computers are also needed for all kind of different stuff. And that's it. When you tally this all together, you get this. The final result of this big refinery, computer refinery, let's call it this, are these numbers that I read before. I don't want to read them again, and these are all very nice numbers. This is not a mega base, this is just a functional base, because I don't know, you might ask, oh, why do you make these high-speed connectors here? Why don't you just bring these basic materials to the base and just... Because it's easier to transport 15 computers than hit 300 quickwire. No, there's no point in bringing quickwire and wasting resources on super fast belts on the bus that is, I don't know, 2 kilometers long, but you can do just 15 of this stuff here. Same thing with computers. And this is not a lot. 16 computers is not a lot. But okay, if you clock down your machines, it could be enough. You just need to wait longer for things to finish. And yeah, of course, you always have your summer sloops. You can put summer sloops in critical places to double your outputs. So yeah, this is what this new place is supposed to look like. So we have this oil part there, the refinery part, and we have this Caterium part here, and just need to connect everything with this bridge and place machines all around. There is enough water, and yeah, I need to bring this poison from somewhere, but I believe there is enough of poisonous things around here. I remember all these islands have a lot of poison over there. Maybe it's even possible to scan for it. Yeah, toxic air. We can scan for toxic air nodes. Maybe there are some nodes even. But I'm sure it wouldn't take too long time to find some poisonous areas. Yeah, here I can bring some from the islands and I just can bring another pipe down here. Or just scout the area a little bit better. I'm sure there are quite a few poison spires not far from here. They're everywhere now. So yeah, this is our old Caterium factory. This is also pure mine here. When you see this, you can see this new place in the distance over there. It's a little bit far to connect them, but okay, you can do it if needed. So this place was just, I've been using this from early episodes to just have this quickwire and these plates when I need them. I just come here and grab them. The initial idea was to, as main bus will probably go through somewhere here, near here. The idea was to just connect all of this to the main bus. But there is a problem here, there is no water here. You don't have water here, you will have to bring water from up there, from these falls. So yeah. And maybe that is not such a bad idea because... What was this? I remember this now. Oh yeah, I built a power plant here. Oh yeah, that was completely crazy place to build a power plant, but okay. Yeah, interesting design. I completely forgot about this place. Yeah, I was struggling with power before, a lot before figuring out these high voltage generators. Now it's not a problem anymore with power. Yeah, so yeah, this place has potential to grow. And yeah, this is what I will be doing. Or maybe even I will start streaming tomorrow when I... because I doubt I will be playing much today. So yeah, our base is growing nicely. Bus is slowly filling with factories, with belts and everything. Soon we will have a new refinery. And yeah, have I forgotten anything? Ah yeah, Satisfactory Modeler, titanium production, untangled. Yeah, let me show you that. We still have the requirement to make titanium, but luckily I haven't needed it for anything concrete yet. But one of the reasons we built this lake base, this refinery down here, is to start producing titanium. When I was looking this titanium, this pure rutile, this nitric acid, okay, I said this shouldn't be so difficult, but but I tried to plan it in Satisfactory Modeler, and I managed to do it. At least some reasonable amount of titanium plates. Titanium plates are actually what you need. Let me show you how this turned out. So yeah, Lake Base Refinery. So this is the place where you have this drone. I try to connect this a little bit, but okay. So now we have addition of 24 titanium plates per minute. Some are sloopable to 48, obviously. This is one machine producing. So let me show you this. So this is our lake base refinery. Obviously we have this sulfur part that is producing sulfuric acid, 90 per minute. And we have this refinery part that is producing rocket fuel, if you remember, packaged rocket fuel, and some rubber and plastic, like 200. And we have this here, this is the production of nitric acid. Actually, let me get down there. So okay, let's get to poison base, then I have a cannon from poison base to lake base. There it is. Here we go. This is our lake base. So we have this sulfur factory. If you remember, there was a problem with sand last time. I was dropping constantly under 90. But now I fixed it. I just put one summer slope here because I don't have enough ganj. And now I need a machine and a half. I just shut down this machine. Yeah, now there is no problem now. Yeah, this guy is bringing sulfur and everything. Yeah, sulfuric acid. And there we have this one mine. I will talk about this mine. This is a coal mine with crusher that's crushing this coal. This is a mini steel factory that producing just this fluid tanks. And this is our nitric acid factory that's producing nitric acid. And the central point is this buffed up Caterium Mine that is planned to go around 700. I'll show you how. Actually, we can even try that diamond head now. Yeah, let's put diamond head in it. How much you're making now? Yeah, he's making 600 now, but we still need to connect it to... Yeah, he's connected to water now, but he will be connected to muriatic acid. Okay, anyway. Where are we? We are at the nitric acid factory. Okay, so this is nitric acid factory, 2 blenders, nitrogen gas, and some iron, basic iron production, because you need these iron sheets to create nitric acid. And now the elephant in the room, no. And now Ah yes, this small part that's producing these tanks, this I said this mini steel factory. And here we come to something completely new. And this is titanium production here. Titanium untangled. So what the hell is happening here? Now this titanium turned out to be quite complicated because you have a lot of these feedback loops that you need to do properly. So these two blenders are actually the star of the show. They produce titanium plates. This is what you want. This is what you export from the base. To produce these measly 24 titanium plates, you'll need all this. Which includes 432 cigarette ore, 240 carbon powder, 330 toxic air, and I don't know if I forgot anything else, but that's a lot, and 78 chloride gas from the well. Yeah, that's what I call expensive thing. Titanium plates, completely crazy. So how do you make them? Yeah, obviously it's complicated. What you need this titanium chloride gas. You need 360 iron plates. Then you need 240 hydrogen per minute, which is also, it's not easy to create hydrogen. So I don't want to go into too much details of this production, but because I will leave it, maybe I will even improve some things. But I will leave this for one of the future episodes when we will build this, maybe live, maybe, because this is interesting to build. Yeah, anyway, you need a lot of this gas, which includes washing this huge amount of iron with nitric acid to get this rutile, and you get some feedback loop when you combine this with chloride gas, which you have to get from a few different places, and then you have this byproduct muriatic acid that you need to get rid of. You use some of it for electrolysis of copper to create more chlorine gas that you loop back, and then you have a copper part where you to produce these bus bars. Then you have several steps for producing hydrogen. And you need obviously this huge amount of iron plates, and I mean, this is just completely crazy production, but okay, this is doable. This looks very complicated like this, but it is doable. It's not that hard. But you really need everything. You need steam, you need molten iron, you need a lot of carbon powder, you need gazillions of citrate, you need nitric acid, you need chloride gas, you need hydrogen, tons of hydrogen. Look at this, 240 hydrogen. I mean, this is like a pinnacle production, and you only get 24. Now if you check what you can do with them, luckily not much. You can do these pipes, and you don't need that much. Yeah, only 12 for 6. That means 2 titanium plates to 3 pipes. You obviously need these pipes for who knows what. I don't wanna pick too much. And what else? Besides, you need these Titan frames and particle accelerators, obviously. Also, luckily, you don't need that much. Yeah, you need like 3 plates, and yeah. So yeah, these titanium plates are like super valuable, but luckily you don't need that much, and you need these singularity cells or whatever that is, but I don't want to even look at that. Everything in due time. So yeah, this is one of other things I've been doing. So I've been planning this titanium for a long time, and now I think I got it. This is looking good. It is doable. It's a lot of work, but it's doable. And in the process of getting rid of this muriatic acid, I sent some of it to the mines. 45 I sent to the mines. I show you these 2 mines. With diamond mining head and muriatic acid, these mines can be buffed considerably. You see this 720 citrate ore coming from this place. This is one of the reasons we needed these new belts, 780 belts. So yeah, and this will have to work continuously, because these are awesome storage. Because this must not stop because of this muriatic acid. It needs to be spent somewhere. But yeah, I can almost make another iron factory here just from this, because I will be selling 234 citrate ore per minute. Yeah, and toxic air. Like 7 machines of toxic air collectors. But yeah, this should work. I see no red spots. Okay, this is water and this is water. I don't want to... This is already too complicated. Water is easy. Everything is on the lake. And this is water also, I think, yeah. So yeah, this will definitely be something we will be doing very soon. Right. Yeah, and we can expand this. This is a nitric acid production. We can easily expand this. Yeah, everything works here. There are no problems here. Enough of resources, enough of everything. Yeah, this is the famous mine that will be boosted to 700. And this plateau here is where I plan to build this titanium factory here on this plateau. I have chloride here, I have oil here, rocket fuel, nitric acid, water, heavy mine, other mine. So yeah, this should work. It will be a lot of work, but yeah. Those are the most immediate plans. Yeah. There you go, guys. This is like a holiday spirit. Yeah, I turned off the seasonal events doing the options because I was sick of all these presents falling from the sky. And yeah. So these are the plans. Maybe we'll need a little bit more power, I don't know. For now the power seems okay. I don't see any trouble yet with power, but I can definitely check. Yeah, we are, maybe if all machines turned on we would be close to our limit, but I have like 7, let's say 8, 9. Yeah, somewhere here. Yeah, we have a 3-4 gigawatts of headroom. But yeah, it's really not a problem to even increase if needed. Yeah. So there you go, guys. Today is the last day of the holidays. No, it is. Yeah, tomorrow is also a holiday. And yeah, I think I'll have some extra time to play this week, and we will expand this place. We will start putting serious stuff on this bus. I need to expand it. I need to create on this side of the base. I need to create connection to this new refinery we are planning to bring all these computers and electronics and Caterium products. So yeah, a lot of work. I don't know, I will not play today anymore. Maybe I will start recording tomorrow, so we have like one live episode without me going around explaining what I did, but just to have one live episode where I am building this new Beach Refinery, this thing. Yeah, maybe I can do that straight right tomorrow. So we have all this stuff, all these products. Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah. Okay guys, this is all for this episode. One more time, I wish you happy holidays. I wish you all the luck in the world. A lot of luck, a lot of health. To have everything you wish for yourself and your close ones. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. Thank you for being with me. I really appreciate you watching my videos. And yeah, we are treading in some very advanced territory, very advanced parts of production, luckily with this new tool, which is great, this Satisfactory Modeler, it's fantastic. And yeah, I hope to see you for the next time. And one more time, happy holidays, and remember, as always, stay healthy. I think I'm going to bed, but I just take a nap. Bye, see ya.